hopefully things are going well now. So, in between, I found out what I had to get going in order to find, what's his name? Kevin? I think his name's Kevin. Apparently, there are... In the world? Seriously? There we go. Hopefully that's better now. Alright, anyways, as I was saying, there are specific people in the camp that you have to talk to in a very select order. Apparently you can actually find Kevin several times throughout the searching of the camp, but apparently none of that matters until his ass is, I believe this is him, asleep in the cell after having a shit fit about his girl running off. Finding a place to sulk about it, going on a binger, an eating and drinking binger, and then finding a place to pass out face first. And I think, if I understand it correctly, he actually was in his room, but everybody was just like, yeah, no, he's just kind of a mess right now, so we just threw him in the jail cell to cool off for a bit. Anyways, the other thing I wanted to say is YouTube, you piece of shit. So yeah, I was running a little bit late, but I was actually able to skate in right before what would have been my aimed for stream time. And as soon as I tried to get everything going, YouTube decided to just start going live while I was trying to edit the information. I don't know what happened. I don't know why that happened. But then it started just kind of throwing a lot of things off. I couldn't finalize any of the edits on the information, and so I was just like, you know what, screw it. Turned it all off. Had to restart my computer just because, like, apparently the stream didn't even want to end. So yeah, OBS was closed. The YouTube toolset was closed. The website was closed. I couldn't click anything, couldn't interact with anything. The stream just kept going. I could see it on my mobile. So yeah, YouTube was throwing a shit fit for me, so I just had to restart my computer and remove what was the failed stream. Set everything back up from square one. So I am sorry that we're a little bit late, and I see that Rigid Rat is stopping in. Welcome in, Rigid. Hopefully things are going well for you. Check the Discord, posted a rough estimate where I think you were live. Yeah, if you shared that thing on the Discord, let me go in there and delete that. Well, I don't see it in there, so I don't know if you shared it or not, but oh, wait, no, I misread that. Hold on. This is now a thing I need to go into. Well, I will not say one way or the other. But, you know, honestly, that's not too terrible of a guess, I suppose. Anyways. Yeah, I don't want to get into the details on that live on stream, but, obviously, if people were in the Discord, they would have the inside scoop. Anyways, what's up? What's up is, I'm trying to get the stream going, but I am a little frazzled at the moment. I blame YouTube. I blame me too, but, you know, I would like to be able to throw the blame at YouTube. Alright, so this is, again, I believe his name is Kevin. We will find out how wrong I am in a moment. I've mentioned it before, but I don't think I ever got any of these. Yeah, I don't think I got any of these animated clips. I don't even know if we got a whole lot of, like, Game Boy Advanced era pixelated rendered of still images. I think we got a couple of them, but I don't think we got a whole lot of them on the Game Boy Advance version that I'm am most familiar with regarding to this game. So having the actual animated bits is an absolute treat for me. Wait, you're being quiet? Is that the problem? Kyle sleeps most calmly, and you are riling him into furious anger. The issue is that these kids showed up, and they are being quiet. What? This sloppy drunk is in charge of Nanza? So what's he doing drooling all over the floor of this jail cell? When the boss is getting worked up, he is becoming most entirely berserk and uncontrollable. When he is having a most disturbing battle with his old girlfriend, we are knowing it was coming. So we are encouraging him to drink most excessively and throwing him into the brig. It is free for the best. It is being for the best. Okay, so this guy is like, man, I've heard people talking like that roughly before. Is it? Is that what it is? Okay, there is a stereotype that they're playing off of, and for some reason, my brain is associating it with a stereotyping of when Swedish people first learned to speak English, American English, I at least assume. But yeah, so that's, I think, what they're going for, and it might not just be Swedish, but it just might be like the pop culture I've consumed has most appropriately, or most appropriated it, I mean, to Sweden. Hey Keegs, welcome to the stream. How are things going? Hopefully things are going well. I do know that you were watching some of those new anime recently. You gave your opinion on one of them, the new robot maid. Or no, it was the robot battle girl that you were making, that you had a comment video clip about. Tell me how they're going. What's new in the anime world and how they are. It sounded like you were enjoying it at least. I always forget that homonyms are a thing in English language. Your misreading reminded me of that. At least I think what live versus live would be. Yeah. I don't remember the context of the quote there that I was reading from the game, but I think I know what you're talking about. I think it was like lively or something, but not too uncommon for me to get confused and tripped up. What's good out there? Kyle, it is being nothing. Nothing at all. You are going back to sleep now. Okay, yep. Yeah, a little sleepy. That was being too close. I will make you a deal. If you are not disturbing Kyle again, I am ordering the guard to open the west gate most swiftly. I am suggesting you accept my offer before I am throwing you into the cell with Kyle and devouring the key. I don't see anything wrong with that. We get what we want and Kyle gets to keep on snoozing. Jessica was Kyle's girlfriend. Wow. I wonder if they still have feelings for each other. I honestly don't remember too well, like, how well they get along after the fact, but I do remember that as a character, and again, I've specified this before, and again, my limits are to the version of this game that I experienced, and as we have found out, there are some very serious differences between the versions that have come up here and there. But from what I remember, Jessica is my favorite character in this game, so I'm hoping she's still a fun bag of heat. I could have told you Kyle was going to get toasted the second his lady friend stormed out of here. You didn't actually try to wake him up, did you? Few things in this world are uglier than Kyle on a bender. Except perhaps my mother. She beats him. We were about to wake him up when someone stopped us. And a wise man he was. Wow, okay. And a wise man he was, freak. Yeah, okay. I have a literal little baby dragon flying around with me, and you're gonna call what could end up being a potent force, I suppose many years down the line, a freak? You might as well wander into a cave and tickle a hibernating bear. Why don't you? Look, anime has broken me on this. There are far too many characters that you see donning those the bear earmuffs, and look, you can find them all over on various internet platforms and so on. I am reminded of, I think it's Senran Kagura. There is like a pinball game and one of the characters is like that. I don't remember too well. But yeah. When you talk about tickling a bear, I blame internet and anime culture for making that be where my brain goes to, first of all. Which, you know, given the context of anime women, could still be very, very dangerous. Yeah, so far the ones I've watched have been pretty good. You say I really like 4 so far, and I don't know which one 4 is. A drunken native. Can you share some of that fire water? What I remember about Kyle, and again, I'm gonna dig deep, is first of all, give me a second to. Anyways, what I was gonna say is what I remember about Kyle is there's a lot of fun character interactions, but he is also a very weirdly fitting, powerful party member. From what I recall, he doesn't get any skills, and if he does, they're like very minimal in access. Maybe he gets like some attack up things or whatever, but he's also like on raw stats alone, just like the most get shit done, fuck you up, raw attack power beast on the party. And I can't remember how true any of that is, because again, this is digging so far back in my memory. But also, again, a lot of the character interactions are very fun, as you would expect from a character like that. Alright, well, they let me through. When I hear tickling a bear, I think of tickling a big hairy gay dude. Oh, God, I hope I don't count as the resident bear of the group. Oh, well, everyone's a little confused. That's gonna suck. God, Alex is just fucking everyone up. I'm gonna stick with the auto battle just because, I actually think, objectively, my numbers should be pretty good to go through here. Especially because I was doing so much grinding. I mean, I'm up to level 18, Nash is 2 levels behind, and what we have seen so far in this game is you can make a lot of difference with just like 1 or 2 levels.
Check this out.
I didn't even pay attention. Is Luna putting people to sleep? One of them has to have some sort of rod that you slap someone, they go to sleep or something, because I didn't see a spell cast that should do that.
Check this out. Yeah.
Although, frankly, I'm not going to complain with the idea of these matches is getting over that quick. The mountain pass had become much safer since Kyle was put in charge. Before he and his men arrived, unwary travelers were mugged on this trail every day. I transport goods between Maribia and the Marius Zone. This is always the worst part of the trip. I don't know about anyone else, but I definitely appreciate what Kyle and his men have done. Kyle and his men have a bad reputation, but they do good deeds. Yeah, they're kind of just a group of rambunctious assholes that are actually trying to, from what I remember, they are basically power structuring their way to deal with like the other bandits and everything in the area. If I were to guess how that would be beneficial to them, kind of like a toll road type system. They're getting benefits from someone somewhere as far as justifying the cost and expenses, but the risk is less, probably due to the fact that Kyle is just, again, really competent on the front lines. Kyle is a thorn in my freaking side. Every time I'm about to make a deal, that freaking kid shows up and scares off my customers. He says I sell stolen goods. That ain't true. I just acquire them at a 5-finger discount. Here, check it out. I got a cracked mug with I Love Bane on it. A previously owned umbrella with a couple of ventilation holes. So, you gonna freaking buy something or what? Are you a thief or a garbage collector? Well, I would say he's probably on par with, if you've played Baldur's Gate 3, there is a couple of kids that you can run into rather early on. And they're you know, pickpockets, and they sell what they're pickpocketing, but they're also a little bit scam artisty and all of that stuff. But when you first meet them, they sell a couple of useful things, but it's mostly trash and junk. But as you play through the game, if you keep interacting with them, you start to realize that they do start to pick up some real good stuff, and getting in on that market is a pretty good deal. Rigid. I think I'd be the bear if I were gay. I'm pretty hairy. I'm not just... Well, I will say, at the very least, I can't argue at all with the luscious mane. Boy has got beautiful hair. I literally got done talking with this guy and then got attacked by, I don't know, killer death moths. Alright, so yeah, one of them has the dream cane, which is probably what's getting the enemies put to sleep, which I suppose not too bad. Kyle is the best bandit, wealth redistribution specialist that I know. I'm proud to work for him. This guy is proud to work for a thief? I don't get it. Well, you know, very Robin Hood-esque, you know, there's the whole idea, you know. Stealing as an act is bad, but who they target, how they target, and based on what decisions they make, what to do with what they steal and all of that can create a bit of a moral gray area. Alright, I know that there was that one place up ahead, but there is so much more landmass over here. I'm sorry that I want to do a little bit of exploring, although it's weird that there's so much land over here that seems to have nothing going on, at least yet. And again, I don't know how old, because again, this is the remaster. I don't know which version that it's pulling all of these sprites from, but these are the sprites I remember. Again, being that I played predominantly the Game Boy Advance version, I played the PSP version as well, but and I have played very little, but I have dabbled with, I think it's the Dreamcast version. Hey, let's start with the old man. Our village is home to one of the best singers in the world. Well, maybe, possibly. Just gonna say, we're kind of rocking with somebody whose voice literally, like, tingles the taint of goddesses, so kind of feel like we're walking in here with a little bit of a loaded deck on that. Game recognizes game. Will Scarlet, probably. Okay, yeah, the Robin Hood character with the knives. Is that from Men in Tights? Her beautiful voice helps us to forget the troubles being caused by the Dragon Master. Why don't you go inside and say hello to her? I'm sure she'd love to meet you. I assume if you're standing outside, she's here. Hello there. Welcome to Lon. The villagers are depressed because, well, no one can go fishing. So I've been singing songs to cheer them up. Now, here's the thing about this, okay? This always sounded really goofy and stupid to me. And I don't know why why this sticks out to me. But there is context to this that, again, you see something and your brain dials back to an old memory and you start to think, well, damn, maybe I was wrong about that. Anyways, watching Dr. Stone in, I think it's the second season, there is a strong, I'm trying not to give spoilers, there is a strong emotional scene about the value that good music can have in it when you're just lost in a sea of trials and tribulations. Oh man, I am fumbling here. Anyways, that scene is what made this memory come to mind watching that anime, and it made sense. You know how sometimes something you'll see many years later and suddenly it just brings back an old memory and then is like a final piece to a puzzle? That was kind of what that anime was for this scene for me. Is she actually gonna sing? I'll be honest, I didn't expect to actually get a song at all. So getting anything was surprising. That was incredibly Disney princess of you. Is she Smurfette? It's very similar. Alex, she's almost as good as Luna. I like this girl. No, do not. Just, no. Really? Thank you so much. Come back whenever you need cheering up. Again, I can't, I gotta say, I can respect the, if it's making people happier at a time when they're all struggling with their number one source of livelihood being pretty much held hostage, I guess good for her. Welcome to the oceanside fishing village of Lon. Unfortunately, these days, the fishing isn't so good. There's a problem. Well, thanks for the tip. We were just leaving. No, don't be such a bitch. Just leave it right at that. Alright, do I have to go around the house for that chest? There we go. God damn it. You know what? If somebody's gonna be able to unlock that, it's gonna be the thief, isn't it? My husband warned me not to stray too far from the village, because it's dangerous. But what monster is going to attack a sweet old lady like me? And that is terrible, and I apologize. Well, from what we've seen, madam, just about all of them. Oh, children, you come here from Berg? How did you manage to avoid all of the monsters? If not for that fine young man from the Nanzam barrier, there would have been even more in your path. I suppose it is worth saying that this game has a surprising lack of overworld monsters. I remember reading Robin Hood as a teenager and liking Will Scarlet for some reason. Okay, so he is also a character in the actual book. Yeah, I don't remember the actual book. But I know the story well enough. And I don't remember if that's his name in Men in Tights, but I do recognize that the exact same character is in Men in Tights. Welcome to our humble little store. It ain't much, but it's mine. Have a look at my wares. Well, Look, okay, hold on. I should probably buy under this. Gotta be sure to stock up on a couple of good healing nuts. It's just general good life advice. Always be ready to bust a good healing nut out when you need it. Hey, you know old fishermen never die? They just smell that way. I feel like he was trying to make a pun that is going way over my head. Is a mug of Athena knows what their idea of breakfast here in Hicksville? Look, do not besmirch the quality of a good wheat-based breakfast. Everybody likes toast with their eggs. Some people just like drinking their toast. I'm starving. Say, want to play a game of booger barter? I'm gonna go with a hard hell no and get the ever-loving hell out of that house immediately. Okay, we got a jester girl down there. An empty house. I thought there was like...
You have to be reasonable. The Dragon Master causing problems must be an imposter. The true guardian of Althena would never bring harm to you. To prove it, I will personally investigate this matter on your behalf.
Here we are, best girl.
Oh, hello there. My name's Jessica. Are you here about the Dragon Master too? Well, why don't you come along with me then? It's obvious that this Dragon Master's a bigger phony than my last boyfriend.
Ha!
A good fight is just the ticket to get over that rat. So, let's go show this fraud who's boss.
I'm feeling grumpy because I just had a fight with a jerk in Nanza. I really need to blow off some steam. But the chief of this village is too stubborn to listen to me. I don't know what to do. Wow, Alex, this girl is really hyper. We were sent here by Master Galleon of the Magic Guild to check out this quote-unquote Dragon Master. Really? You must let me come along with you. I'm a student at Althena's shrine, and I am quite skilled with healing magic. I know we can find this guy if we work together, so what do you say? I say immediately yes, please. Great, we're getting along already. Let's go. Hey, I know you. Who? Me? Yeah, you... I've seen you before. No, I'm sure I would have remembered it. I guess you would have. Oh well, when I remember where I've seen you, I'll let you know. The so-called Dragon Master lives out on Long Island. So let's get to the pier and borrow ourselves a boat. You know, borrow. They have healing nuts and cleansing water to clean it up. Now that's service. All we need is a Mary to soak your feet like your Jesus. That would be if we were playing another game and you could go find the magic herb. There's your Mary Jane Watson right there. All right, I think there's supposed to be like an old man out here with a boat. Hail, sir! On behalf of the Magic Guild, I order you to lend us your boat. What? I ain't about to give you my baby to a total stranger, and especially not to a jerk. I've come here to fight the Dragon Master who's holding your village hostage. If you don't want to be zapped to the frontier, you will lend us the boat. Hell no, I won't. This boat is my baby. If you put so much as a scratch on her, I'd... Look, first of all, do not fuck with an angry old sailor. They have no problem putting you so 6 feet under that you're swimming. Quit yammering, you fool. Didn't you hear him? We're here to save your village. Shut your cake hole and let us take your boat. Oh, sure. Get on it. Really? Hey, thanks. Sorry about yelling like that. I have a bit of a temper. Got it from my dad. My father is, an ex-pirate, remember? He taught me all he knows, and that's a lot. Come on, let's go. Doing some cleanup on my laptop. And if you two are interested, I'd like to do... Yo! Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can check that out tonight if you're still up for that. Anyways, I am hoping to be able to wrap up the introduction with this character arc within this stream, because I seem to recall a bit that will be after this when we get back to Kyle, and I kind of want to get there if I am remembering that being as funny as it is. Well, here we are. I already know that the Dragon Master living here is an absolute fraud. Of course, I have yet to see a real Dragon Master, but I'll know it when I do. The Dragon Master's sworn duty is to protect Althena and her people from harm. So why would he be living in the middle of a fetid swamp? It's absolutely ridiculous. It's only because of ignorant hicks like present company that the rumor spread as far as Vane. Just because you think he's not the real thing doesn't mean we shouldn't check it out. After all, this guy is using his power to steal food from these ignorant hicks. You have a bad habit of talking before thinking. And you have a bad habit of endangering your health by scolding powerful magicians. Is that a threat? Please, you two, let's not fight each other when we have a so-called Dragon Master to go fuck up. Another freaking Kyle. System update, 50% right now. Have you done any like looking at some of your files and the programs you have installed? I had to go through some of that recently, and I realized I had like a good dozen something old programs that I thought I had uninstalled that were still in the background. 3 of which run on the system startup that I just completely lost track of and was constantly eating up performance and slowing down the startup of my system. Just putting that out there because I came across that recently, and you know, if it was a fuck up I made, don't want to see other people make the same. Yeah, I uninstalled a few. Alright, cool. So, has those face strips that... Oh, she has the face stripes that died in 2000... Yeah, some dot hack shit. God, I should play the dot hack games. I fucking love those. Alright. Brief tangent, and I'm gonna try to keep this short. Dot hack is probably my favorite PS2 franchise of all time, and I'm talking about the original... Oh man, it's... I know Quarantine is one of them, but I can't remember. Infection, Mutation, Outbreak, Quarantine. I think that was all of them. And the reason for that isn't necessarily that they are exceptionally fantastic games. I think the story is. I actually think the story is some of the most amazing, like, PS2 JRPG-esque stuff that we got of that generation, but that's personal preference. And also an incredible biasness. I've talked about before my battles with depression, and during one of my bouts in the eras in which those games were coming out, I found, I think, Infection at a used game store for like $10. And I picked it up. Was it Mutation is part 2, I think? I think Mutation had just come out. I played Infection. I loved it, and it was a beautiful distraction. It kept me a little bit more stable and calm again. Just the kind of thing where the game found me at the right time. I picked up Mutation, again used, and then the last 2 entries I think I ended up getting brand new as they came out, and I actually bought 2 copies of those so that I could have some to put on display on my shelves, and then I found some other previously owned but unopened copies of the first 2 games And I've mentioned before that when I was struggling with a lot of financial issues, the PS2 collection was what I had pared down fully. Those were the hardest ones for me to part with, but the money that was available for selling sealed copies of the original first 4 of the Dot Hack games was pretty much worth having to do that at the time. It was also why I didn't have to sell everything that I had. But again, the right game finding me at the right time, and it just solidified itself as a very beloved title, as one that helped me through some pretty tough times. Please give me one moment again. So Dot Hack lifted you out of the rusty wheelchair that is depression. Okay, so I think, is that a Dot Hack sign reference? Because I think that's a Dot Hack sign reference. Anyways, but yeah, the games are where a lot of that started for me. And, yeah, it was... Let's just say that it, as a franchise, it helped me from becoming one of the lost ones. Keep that into the references while we're going into it. Alright, so we have to go find this, fake Dragon Master. I think I didn't read those last 2 dialogue lines. I knew I didn't read the last one, but I think I didn't read the one before it. Alright, let's get on through here. So right now, I think Jessica is using, like, either a wand or another, cane of some variety. Let me double check her gear. One of the things that I absolutely loved about her as a character... Okay, it's a mace. Like I was gonna say, like, one of the things I remember absolutely loving about her, though, is she's the party healer. And when you think healer... That kind of puts you in the mindset of, you know, the classic healer approach of not being too physically active in the party. But what I loved about her is she broke the mold on that stereotype, and she can absolutely fuck with people in melee. I think one of the weapons she can even get are like talons or claws or something. So yeah, she will absolutely throw hands with you directly. She is not just leave me in the back row and let me heal only. She will go full war cleric if you let her. No, I made the rusty wheelchair thing up. If it's a sign reference, it was by accident. Okay, so yeah, Dot Hack signed the anime. I won't... Again, I'll try to avoid direct spoilers, but... as I recall, there is a scene near the end that I was thinking of when you said that. So, if it was by accident, it was, again, a pretty fun set of circumstances. Fun for me, not fun for being set into a wheelchair or depression. Oh god. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, my controls, they aren't inverted either. I think they were like rotated 90 degrees. Okay, there we go. We're back to normal now. That was interesting. Like I've seen a lot of games do the inverted controls to represent like your confusion in the overworld. That wasn't inverted. That was like, again, that was rotated 90 degrees. So even when I was like, oh, that's not the button I pushed, and then went to try and interpret it as, oh god, yep. Again, my brain wants to interpret it as, you know, inverted. But it's not. I can't take full credit, even if I'm not a fan of iDubbbz. Well, okay. My laptop came on when the music in the game went la la la. So, alright, I'm just gonna power through this. How long is it gonna last? Seriously? Alright. That way, and then that way, and then that way. Okay, well now I'm going the right way. Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, the la 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 system startup. So I had looked into it before. This was back when I was doing my own little home, I'm gonna call it a sort of arcade system. I was trying to have a system, a small form factor computer that was running on Windows. God, I think it was back like in Windows XP. It might have been that I was using. But it was Windows based, and it was going to be using, I think, some MAME emulators to emulate a couple of arcade games. I had it in a desktop, like half cabinet type thing that was just homemade out of some wood. I keep hoping for something out of those chests, and I'm just not gonna get it.
Check this out.
Anyways, and one of the things that I was trying to do, and obviously I keep saying trying because this was an abandoned project, I never finished it. But one of the things I was trying to do was have it turn on and boot up a front-end menu system. So it would turn on, it would run Windows, but you would never see Windows running. It would go right into this other program that operated as a sort of selective menu system to jump right into playing whatever emulator by selecting the game you wanted to play instead of having to go system, game, like through a whole bunch of menus. You could just flip through, find the game you wanted, and whatever it was going to be directed to, again, I think this was like the MAME arcade one or whatever. It would load it up and play the game. But what I wanted to do was not just have it load up, but I wanted to give it some, oh god, that sucked. I wanted to give it some personal flavor that was gonna be, you know, fun for me. And so I was trying to figure out how to do things like give it its own shutdown system, do its own boot up, all of that, just to re-flavor everything to make it something more in line with what I was going for. And I remember, like, I got to the point of having a functioning cabinet, but it just, again, for whatever reason, I never finished that project through. The context for that last comment must have been auto-modded. Okay, yeah, no, they're, Oh, no, it is here. I just missed where it says that. Actually, that was kind of an iDubbbz reference from back before he lost his way as a person. Okay, yeah, I completely missed that comment. So it was not auto-modded. It was just Ian can't read because Ian has public education. I'm willing to bet that platform over there is going to be where our supposed Dragon Master is, and I am not opening any more of your chests, you sick fuck. I'm going to be real pissy, though, if it gets to the point where it's like, oh, hey, now that you're back here, if you didn't open any of these chests, now that you beat him, they all have, like, items in them now, just because I've blown through a bunch of items by getting greedy and being unrewarded and still hoping that my greed would be rewarded. Alright, there we go. Dealt with him there. Don't want to go through the poison acid shit fuck again. Alright, I think I'm getting close to the guy here. And also check to see if I have any way of restoring mana. HP, gotta have those healing nuts. I actually think restoring from poison is going to be a factor here. For some reason, I remember this being a big poison fight. All right, do we have? We don't need a full healing nut. Is there just like a good soothing rub? All right, little bit of them healing herbs. There we go. Gotta save the full nut for when it's really needed. Well, that's a hell of a poison swamp. Hey, you brats. What business do you have bothering me, the great Dragon Master, Zah? And how did you battle through the swamp monsters to find me? What? You've come here to take me down? Ha! How delightful. How dare you invade the home of the protector of Althena and doubt his ability to smite you? If you're the real Dragon Master, you must have met the 4 dragons, right? What are their colors? You insult me, brat? Of course I've met the 4 dragons. And I'm not gonna list their colors because that would be racist. The white dragon, the red dragon, the mauve dragon, and the teal dragon. Now, do you doubt that I am the true Dragon Master, children? No. Yes. Alex, this guy's even more full of it than Nash. Hey, watch it. I am only mildly full of shit, and most of it is my own. That's quite enough of your verbal abuse, brats. You have left me no choice but to teach you a lesson. Witness my command of the dragons. The dragons of Long Island, and regret forever your infernal curiosity. Alright, I do have to mute myself here a minute. Sorry, guys. Well, I suppose if my house cat can count as a dragon, I shouldn't denounce the possibility of a frog dragon. Again, from what I recall, and I know I keep dialing this back to like what I grew up with, but if I recall correctly, monsters like this on the Game Boy Advance had a unique element, and I think we're kind of seeing some of it on play here, where they were actually made up of different sprite layers that were just meshed together into one boss fight. I know a lot of games did things like that, but it's always pretty cool to see. Again, when you're thinking about the limitations of a platform, and you see these developers of the early game days finding creative solutions to give you certain experiences. Again, something like that was beautiful in the artistic approach to solving problems. This is where you will quite often hear things with artists who are drawing things, painting, or even like writers will talk about like giving themselves like sit down trial type things where they specifically lock certain ideas down, and it's just like gotta stay within these boundaries but get as creative as I can. This is where a lot of the limitations birth your creativity. And the entire reason I'm going down this tangent is this is a common argument that people talk about, or not an argument, but a common element that people bring up when talking about how a lot of modern games are so rich with options in development that there's such a lack of limitations that so many people, developers, and franchises seem to just be narrowed into a single scope so often, and it's so hard for the people making these to creatively break out of those barriers because they don't have the kind of limitations that force the creativity like they had back in the day. I don't know how true that is because we do see a lot of game developers, especially on the indie scene, doing cool new things. But it is an interesting argument, especially for some of the developers that you see constantly doing the same thing and pushing for like yearly releases at this point. All right, I don't think we have enough energy to really do anything off of Alex specifically for beefing him up. However, I think Luna can still beef him up by fortifying him. However, we also now have a dedicated healer, and you know rule number 1 of any JRPG, you protect your healer. Oh man, even Nash is out of magic. That's gonna suck. Alright, so I'm just gonna have Nash defend, and hopefully he can bait some attacks and slow some things down. I think that's an all recovery. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to see what it did. It is terrible for me to pick a boss fight to try and figure out what certain attacks do. Alright. Now that she has fortified Jessica, I'm going to have her fortify herself. Nash is going to keep defending. We are not going to do that same bad decision that I made before, and we are just going to start beating this frog with our mace. Honestly, this feels like the fastest I've made it through a dungeon to get to a boss fight. Alright, really, I don't feel the need to have to heal yet, which is good. I guess now she can finally fortify Nash, and Nash can start throwing hands too. Okay, now we're starting to get into some pain. Okay, so go with that. No, Luna's still doing good. So Luna will be the one to do the all heal. She will absolutely not be in the position to do that. Fine, whatever. It's okay. We have another all area heal. Okay. Those hurt a lot. We can at least heal based on a single, so we'll heal... No. We'll heal Jessica, Nash will defend, and Jessica will do the all heal.
By the power of Althena.
Hopefully that'll put us back in a decent enough position to throw on the auto battle, because otherwise this doesn't seem too bad.
Blessing of Althena.
Alright, Luna went down, but again, Luna doesn't have the capacity to heal right now anyway, so it's not too much out. Same thing with Nash. He's really just doing the best he can in the moment.
By the power of Althena.
I'm hoping that I'm stopping the... Okay, there we go. Because I did notice that for whatever reason, Alex got some magic back. So I'm going to use Vigor. Nash will keep defending, and I guess I put her on auto battle. Alright, now that that's set up, let's go back to the auto battle, see what we can get to happen.
Blessing of Althena.
I bet that frog would make for a crazy witch's brew ingredient.
Get back on your feet.
I'm sure, but hear me out. I don't know if anybody else here is going to feel the same way I do, but can you imagine the frog legs from that boy?
Blessing of
That
Althena.
would be a hell of a Bayou dinner. Alright, we're at the point of needing to rub one out and rely on the healing nuts mid-fight. So we're kind of reaching an end point. Doesn't matter. Fucked it up. Managed to auto battle through a boss. And Luna leveled up from that. I came in without stopping off at the statue to heal up auto-battled my way through the dungeon and auto-battled most of the boss. So I think that's a good saying that probably a little over-leveled. But also, we did lose a party member during the fight, and we've pretty much got no magic left, and I'm pretty sure I drained all of my items. So, you know, I'm gonna call it balanced enough. My dragon! What have you done to my cute little dragon? That's not a dragon, pal. Unlike you, we've seen the real thing. That was a swamp monster called a frog lizard. And you're lucky he didn't eat you for breakfast. Really? I hadn't considered the possible. I guess you kids saved my life, didn't you? You mean spared. Oh man. Oh shit. I can't believe that I'm coming up with this right now, and I am too terrible at voices to do it. God. I need to see if I can do this. I need to find a way that I can just remove just my voice from this. And I might specifically play through the game again without me talking, just to get to some clips of Nash with the background audio. Imagine. Just hear me out. Nash played through the entire game, voiced by Donald Trump. God, that'd be fitting. He is such a pompous, arrogant asshole. God, it would be perfect. I'm calling it. That is my canon Nash. Real Nash voice acting can't be beat. Nash is Donald Trump. You're lucky, and I'm not even going to try it because I know that's a golden idea, and I just know I'm not going to do it justice right now. So I'm not even going to try. You're lucky I didn't slay you along with your pathetic little reptile. And how dare you make villagers of Lawn suffer to fuel your ego? You're right. I deserve whatever punishment I get. When I learned magic, I let it go to my head, and I used it to get what I wanted. I abused the power. When I came here and found what I thought was a dragon, I decided to go have some fun with the villagers. And by fun, I mean make my life easy and do absolutely nothing and reap a whole bunch of benefits. Promise us you won't use magic for evil anymore. I promise I'm going back home and I'm mending my ways. God, these kids are just too nice for their own good, though. Thank you for bringing me to my senses. Thank you so much. I'll be good. You'll see. And you literally just let him run off. Can I raid his shit? Why not steal himself a decent tent along with all those fish? Alright, gotta go back and talk to Galleon. I didn't think I was gonna get a dialogue tree, so I was just smashing the A button. Please give me goodie. Please give me goodie. Please give me goodie. Fuck! Oh, fuck! Oh. Oh, no. Nope. Nope. Where even the hell am I going? This doesn't feel right. Anyways, I just know I was on some gold with fucking Donald Trump Nash. I will not hear otherwise. You can always go through the effort of finding a very Nash text box that you haven't seen yet. Yeah, again, that is exactly what I'm thinking of doing. But my thought on that is to do that as a short. I'm going to take that clip where I came up with the idea, and I'm going to do specifically that. God, that's dumb. God, that's so dumb. Oh. Oh, wait. Hold on. Maybe that wasn't dumb. Maybe that was only moderately stupid. Yeah, it was only moderately stupid. I'll take my lumps and call that a win. Ah, what a relief. You guys did better than I expected. Wait. Who? Why? 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 Hello again. Fuck ya! What are you doing all the way out here? Visitors to the shrine were constantly speaking of a new Dragon Master in this region, so I took it upon myself to investigate the matter. Well, he was a fake, and even worse, a fish thief. So we took care of him for you, didn't we, Alex? I was so pleased that a new Dragon Master had been born, and now he turns out to be a common criminal. It's certainly disheartening. I pray the rumors of a magic emperor turn out to be spurious as well. I must return to the shrine with the bad news. Good luck in your journeys, Alex. Hey, who was that? Who was... That was Fuckya, the leader of Athena's shrine. You know, the place where you study magic? Or should I say, the place where you're supposed to be studying magic? Oh, hush up. What I was about to say, before Nash's sad attempt at a slam, is that I've never heard about this Fuckya woman. What do you mean, Jessica? I mean, there isn't anyone named Fuckya at the shrine. At least, not before I left on this little adventure a few weeks ago. But everyone at the shrine seemed to know who... That's strange. I'd better check it out. Alex, Luna, Null, perhaps we can meet again on a future adventure. Until then, so long. And take care of yourself. Wait. No, I agree. Wait. Don't want you leaving yet. Speaking of dumb video ideas, remember that short when I sung Carmela Dancin' with the commonly misheard lyrics? The VTuber Komachi Ponko did the same video earlier, except she can actually sing. I am going to, you know what? I can do that right now. I'm gonna take a quick little, let me just snapshot that comment so that I can look that up later, because I am curious on that. What an impertinent girl. Nothing at all like Mia. I like them both, and I think Nash does too. But I'm still confused by what she said about Fuckya. There's no way Jessica could live at the shrine and not know who she is. Yes, how concerning indeed. Alright, there was something I wanted to check before that I did not get to before, and I failed at checking this out. This man literally carries this image around. The man is pent up like a what are they called? The like an Amish, like a young Amish boy. He got a picture of some ankles and has to carry that around as his own beat stick material so that he can propagate his own healing nuts when need be. Unlike a truly civilized, quote-unquote, hick that can just go to a store and buy them as needed, you know, like normal people. Speaking of which, I need to see if I can find a place to buy a few more healing nuts. Was it this store? Yeah, it was. Okay. There we go. Pick up a few good old healing nuts. Make sure I healed off at that. And I believe we have to go back and check in with the Mages Guild And I will be doing that next time. Thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in. This is where I'm going to cut this one off for now. As always, I hope you all have a great one. Hope to see you next time. Please remember to like the video. And, Ankles, is he that cowboy from R.I.P.D.? I don't understand that context. That one, again, is one that's flying over my head. Anyways, thanks so much, everybody, for stopping in. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one. As always, bye-bye.